What is up, Octo Nation? It's Cletus again. We're going to go over the Fed's Wednesday fire sale stock market slump. Okay, it's actually Charlie. Did I get you? All right, we're going to jump in here and take a look at what's really going on with the market. Do we have to worry? Is it something major? Just some more slapstick? We'll find out. I condensed, tons of articles to give you the news as fast as possible. We're going to run through it here, what happened with the Fed today, what they talked about, if there's anything cool, and then jump into charts, which is the most important part. So some of the things that were said was at the latest meeting just a couple weeks ago, they said that the staff said they are expected that the rate of recovery in gross domestic product and the pace of deadlines in the unemployment rate to be somewhat less robust than the previous forecast. Isn't that a load of words? Participants noted that the fiscal support initiated in the spring through the CARES Act had been very important in granting some financial relief to millions of families. The minutes read, several officials argued that extending that aid would likely be important for supporting vulnerable families and thus the economy more broadly. Jerome Powell said that the central bank isn't even thinking about raising rates. Okay. He's not thinking about raising rates. So that's a positive thing, right? If he said, we're just going to raise them 1%, that would still be huge and not good. The big fight is, people are saying they want them to go negative rates. It's probably not just going to happen unless there is a monster cramp down on him. I don't see that happening. It's not even in his playbook. But could it happen? Yes, and then that would absolutely skyrocket things, I believe. He said uncertainty matters a lot for the players in the economy. Uncertainty matters a lot for players in the economy. Realize how loaded this is? There's lots to be said about that sentence right there, but you can take that any way you want, and I'll let you put it down in the comments what you think about that. We're at a very vulnerable spot, and I don't know what the next shoe to drop will be. Fed officials noted that there have been an increase in uncertainty about the economic outlook, and since their prior meeting in mid-June. So this was negative. This is what I think a lot of what the market reacted to. Some participants observed that due to the nature of the shock that the U.S. economy was experiencing, strong fiscal policy support would be necessary to encourage expeditious improvements in labor conditions. Can you imagine being at one of these meetings? I'd be the guy sitting there and be like, yes, we all get it. Can we just do something about it? Instead of just sitting here writing a novel. Officials decided to keep interest rates at zero and to maintain monthly purchases of $120 billion of U.S. Treasury and mortgage-backed securities a month. I love the theory that, some people have said, instead of just doing that, why don't they take that 120 billion and just distribute it to the people? Why not? Or give it to the states, maybe so that the states can create jobs and infrastructure, things like that. Many of the Fed officials who talked about yield curve control said that they were only modest benefits, quote unquote, and potentially serious costs to the strategy, including uncertainty over how to end it once it had been started. In light of these concerns, many participants judged that yield caps and yield curve control and targets were not warranted in the current environment, but should remain an option that the FOMC could rely on in the future if circumstances changed. So they're saying we still have a little bit of firepower that we'll put out, but right now we're just going to kind of hold, even though we know the economy's hurting and it's way worse than we thought it was. Don't get it twisted. You think that these guys don't know that we were absolutely tanked 2 months into this? 1 month into this, everything was tanked, done for, almost, okay? 2 months in, for sure. You really think it took them till June to figure this out? This is just a public hoopla to make people kind of think that they're accomplishing something. I mean, take all this with a huge grain of salt and try to look at the macro picture of what this is, all right? Let's dive on in the markets. So SPY, of course, did you know it hit all-time highs? Can you believe it? Finally, unreal. What happened? Hit all-time highs, and then the Fed thing happened, and people kind of reacted. It's bouncing around this top here, rode this massive channel up. So what happened today? Came down, it smacked this red line perfectly. the one we've been surfing since March 19th. I don't see anything to worry about whatsoever. It didn't even cross this channel. Okay? It didn't even cross it. You know, we'll have to see what happens tomorrow morning, but right now everything looks totally fine. Totally fine and dandy. You know, if we start heading down, you know, we could try to hit 327 or possibly down to 322. So watch that. You know, if we open tomorrow and just red city, watch it hit those. Chances are if it hits these, consolidate, come back up, retest, and then head back to bull. So do I think this last thing on Wednesday or anything that's going on right now is going to completely tank the economy? Not even close. Let's jump over to QQQ, the heartbeat of the market. Again, you know, still in the same monster channel we've drawn out. Still sitting so high. Kind of the same react here, okay? We did have a possible beginning formation of an actual double top here. Late last week, I pointed out, if you guys aren't on Twitter and following me there, do it. I start posting some charts throughout the day of stuff I see to pay attention to, so make sure and find Octopus money multipliers on there. But this got rejected right away. It never, to be a full double top, it's got to come back down at this side of the M. You see the M, okay? Starting the M. It's got to come down and retrace here. That's going to be an actual double top, and that's when you can see some crazy dumps, okay? But right now, this just looks, you know, this down here looks kind of nasty, but, you know, let's measure it and see how far it went down. 1%. Big whoop-de-doo. That is nothing, okay? Look at these other down candles we've had. Again, we'll see in the morning, but it's common to see, let's take it like from here. You know, we've got 4% down there. Guess we've got another 4% here. Yeah, you know, we've seen 4% drops all over the place, and it's still held. So we only went down 1% today. I don't think it's that big of a deal. DXY, the dollar, had a surfed rally up, but it looks like it's getting tagged to stop a little bit. Let's try to zoom out here. 6 months. Here's this channel we were riding. It keeps breaking above it, coming back down. You know, but it's still surfing south. Again, this rally up isn't. This rally up isn't anything too huge. All right, it's still not as big as what we had August 5th or in July 31st. So again, nothing to worry about. I see no signs so far. Let's take out TLT. So TLT, it hit our line here. Support here coming from back in April 15th. Okay, we've also tagged it multiple times back here, beginning or middle of May. And guess what happened? It came down and smacked it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. How many times? Tons of times. Rejected, 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 rejected again, coming back up. So this was when the Fed actually had the auction. Okay, when it dumps some, so everyone freaks, or you know, runs with it and say, oh, of course, we even had a gap down, huge gap down. But now that's done and over with, and it's probably going to start tracing back up in here again. And I'm guessing we'll finally be able to get past the 172. And again, that's where I'll probably try to jump in if I do. You know, I'd still say you're probably safe depending on regardless how tomorrow goes. I think this is probably a good time to buy into TLT if you want. It got rejected how many times again? So this tells you the story. That means it is not going down. More than likely, it's probably going to stay above and start rallying up. So keep your eye on that. Silver. So this thing, you know, again, is riding this channel. Okay, it's just surfing it down. What is this? We've basically got a bull flag. All right. I actually bought calls on this somewhere, I don't know, around here today, kind of midday. So it went down a little bit, you know, but you know what's selling me on it, you know, is the whole macro picture, of course, but because look at what's happening. It's the same thing over and over again, okay? You almost had the same exact amount of time here on this channel here. And what happened, it surfed it, and then finally, it's usually overnight that it starts breaking north to bull and then goes too high, okay? And this is basically doing the same thing. Breaks down. We had if that's as aggressive as we had down today, what is this? So that meeting with the Fed only brought it down 3% at the long candle. maybe almost 4. That's it. Okay. You know, I still see this. This is going to maybe rally a little bit longer. You know, the pipes can't get any, you know, it's probably not going to get tighter. I don't think, no, that's about it. You know, but eventually, you know, let's take a look at this last time. How big of a percent down? 7.21%. We hit 7.25% down. Okay, so what this means is it's usually going to repeat this time frame down. So more than likely, you know, this is going to end up breaking. Once this breaks the green substantially, you know, if you're going to want to get into silver, you could, you know, to be safe, you might want to put it above the $27.50 right here. You know, just watch it. But once it breaks this, we should be able to head up because of this bull flag formation. This is telling us it's here. It's going to now jump back up and then do another leg just like it did here. Gold, let's take a look. What do we got? Looks like, you know, maybe a bigger sell-off on gold. Let's find out. About 4% exactly. So, you know, this kind of looked like it was getting ready for a bull flag with the silver. Let's find out. You know, yeah, it was kind of going bull flag, but then it had it candled down for sure. It doesn't look good. Let's see what we got. Let's still watch this. You know, it's still got this channel here, though, that, again, it got rejected on from back in August when it dipped all the way down to 1863. But it got rejected, looks like 3 times today at 1928. You know, we'll have to watch that and see what it does. But for me to be a buyer on this, you know, I'd want to be above this green line we have here now. You know, and somewhere around like 1960 or something like that, because it's probably going to then start legging back up. Let's zoom out, you know, and then the next level you got to watch here. Let's make this green because we want to get there. Is $1,982 is the next line we want to find. Got tagged a bunch back here, back in into July. If we can get above that, it's probably going to take us all the way to 2021, and then hopefully back up to all-time highs again, which would be fantastic. All right, anything else? Let's see. HYMC, Hycroft Mining, went all the way down 9.88% today. You know, with the volatility that happens, you know, it creates great buying opportunities. You know, that's why, you know, I mean, this thing rallied, what was it, like 28% or something the other day? So, you know, that's why it's good. You know, once you even are hitting 15-20%, it's good to even take some profit nowadays. You know, as volatile as everything is, and if you're in a lot of these stocks that I'm in and play with, you know, it's good to take some profits around 15-20%. At least pull out 15-20%, 50%, 100%. You know, green is green. Take it if you got it. CleanSpark, this baby is rallying, man. I finished at 11.26% up. Look at this. I didn't see any news on this either. So let me know if I missed any news. I've been busy doing other stuff, but just like we talked about, it rallied up, hit it, all-time highs, came back down, consolidated. I said it's going to break once we get out of here. It did a little back breakout here, but the second it left this channel, reconfirmed it, bull up, right? And now we're sitting at all-time highs again. So watch this. If we break 1347, it's probably going to go another leg up. How high is it going to go up? Probably something like this. 26% maybe. Holy Toledo. So where would that put us? You know, maybe about 17. You know, how crazy would that be? Be cool, you know, if you guys haven't gotten in, you know, to see this thing. Well, you know, if it started consolidating here, that means it's probably going to have another leg back up. But right now, this looks pretty healthy, but that was a pretty big rally today. I'd wait to jump in. I wouldn't jump in extended hours on this. I'd kind of wait to see what's going to go on tomorrow, because it did get stopped out almost 3 times here trying to break this all-time high again. So let's see what it's going to do. Maybe if you want, put a buy in above it, you know, 14.28 or something. Catch it on the next rally, but other than that, stay out. I'm trying to work on a video on this one. A guy named Mohammed in the comments brought this up. I guess this is kind of like a side play for CleanSpark. Do you guys have any more information on this? Let me know in the comments. But I guess this company actually owns stock in CleanSpark. Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. And they're kind of like that BMRG SPAC with the EOS battery systems. They've got these external battery systems that they use. But this is a cool play. What is going on with this thing? It looked like it, it tanked down to $1 from last year, and it's been just slowly riding this nice channel up and looks pretty good, right? So I'm going to still be doing research, but again, let me know if you got anything. Any other plays anyone wants me to take a look at, please put it down in the comments. I try getting this out as soon as possible. That's why I wasn't recording my face on here, because it takes another hour for me to render that, and I want to get this out. I recorded this later in the day, so I want to make sure you guys got to see this before the market tomorrow. Thanks again, everyone, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps the channel out, and please hit the thumbs up. Y'all have a good rest of the night.